It's your girl Sofia, aka Sophie, back here on Sophia's Football Talk to talk about Cyprus versus Norway's game in the Euro 2024 Cup qualifiers. Yes, yes, yes. Another game, the first of this international break. And finally, then after that, we'll be back to, the club football and all that. But I ain't gonna hold you. I was entertained with this game. First half, of course, was a bit jarring, which we will be talk about. We will be talking about. It ended in 4-0. A brace by Ali Brad Haaland, who obviously the last few games for City in club level hasn't obviously been, you know, showing up lately. Been a bit lackluster. A lot of people saying like he's been stinking up the place and yada yada yada. But hey, I couldn't really care that much you know, what he really does that much for City. For me, I'm just focusing on what do you do for Norway, brother? That's what I'm focusing on. And that's about that. Okay. But either way, we will talk about that. Of course, some of the, you know, a youngster, Oscar Bob getting his debut, Antonio Nusa, once again, looking hella good. Um, we got some exciting young talents within this Norway squad, and mm, maybe, just maybe, we can finally qualify after all. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, before you fully dive in for this match reaction, make sure you, of course, give this video here a big thumbs up. The more likes we get, the more we're able to push the video out there for more people to see. Um, and also do subscribe as well. We are on the road to 3K subscribers. So yeah, and feel free to join the SFT membership. Just another way to support the channel. Link is in the description. Big up to Chelsea. Oh Jesus, smash Lil old Cyprus. We did. We did. We did. Thankfully. We should have, but we did. Pick up to Niall, who is Scottish, who said, I'm good. Scotland played really well. I don't know why I made up that accent. Pardon. I don't know why I did that. Regardless. Against Spain, that ref was shocking. Yeah, I was hearing that, Scott McTominay, Scotty McT put in the proper, was it free kick, but got ruled out? I don't know. You tell me. I was just focusing on this game, so I, I don't know. Pick up to Ravi as well, and pick up to Golarzo, aka Francis. Pick up my. I don't know. You better stop it, girl. Thank you, though. Take it. Pick up to you. People, do subscribe to Fran YouTube channel. Okay, show her some love. She is, oh my god, incredible artist. Her paintings, drawings, mwah, chef's kiss. If I had just half of her talent, I would be cooking as well. But I don't. I can draw to save my life. And I used to love drawing when I was younger, but I'm not good at it at all. Still pretty, nice thing to do every now and then. But hey, regardless, subscribe to her channel. Show her some love. Much love to you, sister. Legit. She's incredible. Like, real talk. Real talk. Oh, yeah. Ravi. Sofia is mine. Ravi, stop it. Stop, Ravi. Hey. Thank you, though. But stop it. Stop it. Big up to Jordan. Hope you're doing well. Now says for Scotland, we needed a point or three to go through. I'm worried. I don't think you should be worried. I don't think you should. I don't think you should. The thing is, though, Niall, listen, buddy. Norway now's next game is going to be against Spain. It's going to be here in Oslo at Ullevål Stadium. Big game, which depending, I mean, from how this game went, I think it might give a little bit of like a little bit of a bus moving on to that game. So hopefully Norway can get some. I would like to win. I want to win that game. I'm going to be doing a match preview for that game probably on Saturday, but the actual game will be on Sunday. But now, I don't think you should be concerned. There's two spots available, right? Within each group. Okay, so two nations will be going through. Right now, Scotland has been cruising. This is the first game that they've lost in all of the, I think, is it 6 games so far now for Scotland potentially, and they lost one? Come on now. Okay, Spain won. I get it. You will probably get, I think you'll get the first spot. If not, you'll get second. No, we ain't doing it. I wish, but we're not doing it. So, once again, now, don't be scared. Okay? Don't be scared, my friend. Don't. Do not. Big up Jarvis, fellow Norwegian. Hope you're doing well, Jarvis. Did you catch the game, Jarvis? Let me know. Hope you're doing well, though. Ravi asks question: what player stood out for you? You know what? I will be answering that in a minute. I just kind of want to go through more so in depth, like my analysis for the game. So 4-0. First goal came in the first half with a wonderful screamer by Alexander Sörloth, okay, who plays for, I believe he plays for Villarreal at the moment right now. And he'd be cooking. He'd be doing all right, the forward. Playing more so on the, kind of on the right, or more so like a second striker-ish with Erling Braut Haaland. We had a lot of chances in the first half, but it was a bit more of a jarring game. I was thinking, oh my God, this might be one of those other games where maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll make it scrappy. Either way, I mean, the first, when we did win the last time when we faced Cyprus here at home in Oslo, we won 3-1. And the last, I would say throughout this um, qualifiers, I don't think we've actually had any like single clean sheet. So this was the first, finally, finally. So like I said, first half a bit boring. We were definitely, obviously, having the most possession. But I think a lot of you guys know how I sometimes feel about having most possession. I couldn't give a flying shit about that. Sorry for my language, but I can't. I wouldn't. I don't really care that much of having the ball for most of the time if you can't seem to get the ball at or in the back of the net. If you can't do that, then what does really the possession really matter? You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel per se, personally. Either way, though, we got a goal, like I said, from Alexander Sörloth, looked very good. Hey, bam, way outside of the box. Mwah, muy caliente. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. Haaland also had a couple of chances. Obviously, like I said, the last few games, maybe the last three ish, maybe even 4 games for Man City, it's been a little bit, yeah, you know, he hasn't really, not just the fact scoring, but he hasn't. I'm going to save this question. By the way, big up to you, Carlos. I'm going to save that question. I actually have written that down, but I'm going to save it. So I will answer it a little bit later in the show, but a good question. So what I was saying with Haaland, the last few games he's been a bit invisible. Okay, especially a lot of people were talking about the big game against Arsenal. They had like one shot on target and he had like zero xG. Even though I don't really care that much, I feel like xG sometimes is a bit like, I don't know, too much of an overused stat in my opinion. But I think sometimes it can be a bit warranted. Sometimes it can actually be a decent stat to use. It can be okay. It can be all right. And for that instance, it did prove that, you know what? I don't know. Maybe the service wasn't there. Maybe he weren't. I don't know. But not much were happening for him in that Man City game. In this game, though, however, yo, let's just say my boy was fed. Okay, he was eating good tonight, 100%. So you got to brace. 2 goals. First goal obviously was the second goal within these 4 goals that was scored. So the first goal um, that was assisted by uh, Fredrik Aursnes, and the second one was assisted by Antonio Nusa when he came in not long after, like sometimes in the second half, mid second half. I think it might have been like the 65th minute or something in that order, potentially. Either way, though, in total, Haaland now has 27 goals for Norway. He is 4 goals behind, um, what's his name again? Jørgen Juve, who is Norway's all-time top goal scorer. So imagine that. 4 more goals for, or technically, you can say 5 more goals, and then he'll surpass Jørgen Juve by becoming Norway's all-time top goal scorer at the age of, I mean, let's just say it happens, potentially, I think it can happen actually within this year. We have one more, like I said, international break. Obviously, we have that game against Spain this Sunday, and then I believe we have 2 more games in November due to the international break. So I think one of them will be like an qualifying game, and then another one would be like a friendly. So I think he can potentially score. Like if he scored 2 goals today, what if he scores like 1 or 2 goals potentially against Spain on Sunday, and then he scores 2 or 3 more next month? He'll literally by the end of this year, he'll now, which I think will be the case, he might probably will become, like I said, Norway's top goal scorer of all time. Imagine that at the age of 23 years old. That's mad. Last time Norway qualified, if we're just talking about that in general, I feel like I always mention that whenever I do these type of videos talking about Norway, international football. I do feel like it's important to mention once again and state that Norway hasn't qualified since the year 2000. Okay, that was when we had, what was it, the Euros? Guys, it's 20. Holland at that time might have not even been born yet. I don't think he was. I think his birthday is sometimes in July. So yeah, I don't think Homeboy was born yet. So it's mad. It's mad. And now, yeah, I don't it's mad that the things like he's so young and you still have like what 10, 15 more years of like if he obviously like, as a, if you have like, okay, the mentality, work rate of a Cristiano Ronaldo, you can go on for many years. Talent can't get you. Talent can only get you so far, but once you also add work rate and mentality into that, especially work rate in general, then the sky's the limit. Of course, there can be unforeseen circumstances that you can't have control of due to, for instance, like a long-time injury or career-ending injury, which I do not wish on anybody, may I add. But if we take that aside, then what you do have control over is how you work hard to reach your goals. And I think Holland does have the mentality. So I think we definitely have, with this generation right here, we have to qualify at some point. Whether it be this Euro Cup, I hope, but I am a little bit, I don't know, a little bit pessimistic in terms of that. But maybe the World Cup in 2026 will be more nations added on. So if we don't do it, then I'll just give up and be like, you know what, Norway, if you can't do it with these type of um young amazing, talented players, then I don't know when you're going to do it. Because if you look at the overall quality of some of the players that we do have within the squad, it is pretty good. I'm not even going to hold you. It is pretty good. Literally, it is. Jarvis says, yeah, I caught the Norway game on my phone and had Spain Scotland on the big screen. That call on McTominay's goal being disallowed was a real head scratcher, right? Oh, the thing is, that's what the chat is saying. I didn't watch that. I just heard about it, but I definitely have to probably watch some of the highlights and be like, what the hell? 'Cause that's a bit weird. We'll have to wait and see. Ravi said, Sofia thoughts on the way Norway grew into the game. I mean, yeah, I will address that. So, like I said, obviously, the first goal that Haaland scored uh, with a very wonderful, great cross, by the way, from Fredrik Aursnes, the Benfica winger. Haaland then controls it with with. He was kind of like a bit like unbalanced with his body, but was able to, you know, control the ball, and then with his other foot, bang the ball in the back of the net. Wonderful, clutch type goal. Okay. Second one, I was more impressed by Antonio Nusa's, the young winger, left winger from Club Rouge. That kid, ever since he got his debut in the last international break back in September, this kid has been cooking. Obviously, he wasn't starting, um, but he came in alongside Oscar Bob, who got his debut, and instantly the game changed. Okay. So, not long after both those two players came in, you had Antonio Nusa whipping the ball in with a wonderful cross on the left hand side to then make Haaland head the ball in. It was just like, you know what? Let me feed you so you can eat. That was that type of cross. Like, I'm gonna put this a ball here on a silver platter for you, and you're gonna eat it. That's what I'm gonna do. And that's exactly what the Club Brugge youngster did. And that kid that went, this is what I feel like Man United has been like. Oh, not that I'm saying that the Man United is going to get him. I'm not saying that because we're gonna f him up. I'm sorry. Do not come to us because we're gonna f you up. Yeah, at this point, don't do it. But that kid, he won't stay. With all due respect to Club Rouge, he won't stay at Club Rouge for that long. Whether he leaves by the end of this season or next season, one club will definitely be able to get him at some point. I think might have been this past summer window where actually Chelsea was interested, but he declined. So he was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna go to no Chelsea. Bye. Sorry, you ain't gonna be ruining me," which I think is a good call. To be honest, that Club Brugge is actually managed by Ronny Deila, who is a Norwegian uh, former player. Also used to manage. Did Ronny Deila used to manage? I think he might have been Celtic or Rangers. Might have also been an MLS club. I'm pretty sure he managed an MLS club. I can't remember which one it was, but they won something. I just remember seeing like a video of him taking his clothes off during a celebration, like just being in his underwear and dancing, like, because that's what he was promising. If they won, that he gon' do a strip tease. Make it rain on these hoes or something like that. Either way, though. And then, of course, we had another goal scorer. We had Fredrik Aursnes, like I said, the Benfica winger, with his first goal for Norway. Um, that was not necessarily assisted by Oscar Bob, but Oscar Bob, the way he just kind of like, made a little shimmy shimmy with the ball and then giving, tried to pass it over to Aursnes, but then it hit one of the Cyprus players, and then Aursnes obviously got the ball. So he wasn't like credited as an assist, but I felt like what Oscar Bob did leading up to Aursnes' goals was really good. So Oscar Bob, I know the streets are saying like the streets has been hyped about Oscar Bob for a long time, and definitely, you know, I've been seeing not just Man City supporters, but also people from other that are supporting other clubs that are raving about Oscar Bob. And I used to hear about Oscar Bob, like I said, told you guys yesterday in the match preview. I heard about Oscar Bob, his name, when he played for Norway Cup, which is the world's biggest youth football tournament. He used to rip that tournament back in 2016 when he was 13 years old, and the guy is what, 20 now? So yeah, he Oscar. You know what, Ravi? Oscar Bob is a. I've even talked to colleagues about that. Yeah, Oscar Bob is a very. It's an interesting. It's not really it doesn't give me like, ooh, I'm a star boy player. I'm a it just it gives me kind of like a movie character. I think Sideshow Bob, Oscar Bob, yeah. A big up though. But let's just say he doesn't play like a Simpsons character. No child, no bueno. Travis says, "Do you still trust Storbucket to take us to a tournament?" You know what? I'm gonna say yes for now. From what I've seen so far now, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. I'm liking that he's giving some of the youngsters opportunities, though. I'm liking that. And Antonio Nusa, I think that kid is a wild card. Oscar Bob as well, but especially Antonio Nusa, that kid, people, we will hear about him. That name will be spoken more about, trust me, when we get into the next transfer window, maybe in January, maybe by the end of this season, you'll hear more clubs interested because the way this kid is cooking, the way he was feeding Haaland, I was like, yo, this is what Haaland has been. He's like, I need somebody to feed me. I'm starving. Feed me. I'm a number nine that needs to be fed. Feed me. And this is exactly what a Antonio Nusa is feeding, okay, or bringing to the table. Not that we're not necessarily going to sit here and expect too much of, like, the kid is born in 2005. Like, I was 10 in 2005. Okay? You know what I'm saying? He's like, what, 18? Or about to be 18? Something in that order? 17, 18? Either way, he a baby. In the football world, you just starting off. You know what I'm saying? You a baby. But either way, though, I was very happy with that. So, yes. And when it regards to the question with Carlos, big up though to Carlos, who is a SFT member. If you also want to become a SFT member, link is in the description box. You will get just like Carlos Jr. You will be able to get a customized badge next to your name and also be able to have customized emojis that you could use within the chat. Once we get more members in, we'll definitely do sneak peek into upcoming content as well as behind the scenes stuff. But back to Carlos Jr.'s question. Who's your man of the match? I might need to say Antonio Nusa. Back to back man of the match for me. Yes, okay, it wasn't like obviously came like midway through second half, but for me, that was enough for me to be like, because when they came in, both him and Oscar Bob, that's when we got the second goal. And that's, of course, the third, the fourth. He just adds something different. And that's what I felt like we were lacking a little bit in the first half. We were okay. I just need that X factor. And he has legit that X factor. He makes it fun to watch football again. Because sometimes I feel like football can be a bit robotic with let's just hold up the ball a little bit too much. Like let's just the possession. Nah, man, run at defenders. Go at him. Of course, with care, be a bit smart. Don't be running into blind alleys. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. And by that, I might have probably, you know, put a shot on Rashford with that. Sorry, brother. I'm not trying to be not trying to throw you on the bus, brother, but I do need my wingers to be a bit like, do a little side sun, do a little shimmy shimmy, you know? I want to see you jiggle jiggle. All of that. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That is all we're saying. So that's my man of the match. 100% my man of the match. When it comes to, yeah, I feel like overall this game was good. A clean sheet, 4 goals scored. Our star player, Anibert Haaland scored. Very important also for his confidence too. I think also probably City fans will be like, you know what? Okay, getting Haaland a bit more hungry, or not that he wasn't, but definitely you could kind of see in some of the games he looked frustrated. With the fact that he wasn't scoring goals in I think 3 games in a row. That definitely as a striker, which is your job to score goals, then of course he was incredible last season, and he still has the most goals scored in the Prem so far this season. So don't get it twisted. But it's just because he set the bar so high for him last season, You just would expect, can we see that again? Can we see you, you know, doing a brace here and there, a hat trick here and there, da, 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 or scoring at least a goal? You know what I'm saying? And especially when it comes to the big games, there are definitely, there's history with him not necessarily showing up in some of the really big games. Um, Arsenal game was definitely one of them where he didn't really show up. And of course, I get it with the fact that De Bruyne wasn't there. I hear it. But then there also needs to be other players showing up, like a Phil Foden should have showed up and helped him out. But that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? But at least for today, I'm very happy that he was able to get those two goals. That helps him out. I couldn't once again care that much for Man City as I am a United supporter. So sorry, City, y'all are the ups. But what I do care about is how he does for Norway's national team. Okay, because I'm very invested. I've been, following along with Norway's men and women's national team for years since I was itsy bitsy young. So yeah, this is a new generation. We have some ballers, like I said, not just Erling Braut Haaland. Of course, you have Martin Odegaard, the captain. You have as well, like I said, some of the other, like the exciting youngsters as Antonio Nusa, Oscar Bob. You also have Fredrik Aursnes who plays for Benfica, who is starting actually for Benfica, as well as Julian Riersson, who's a fullback for Dortmund. You also have, like I said, Alexander Sturlos, who scored the first goal, who plays for Villarreal. Leo Skiri Östegård, the center back who plays for Napoli. I think last season he was more on the bench, not always playing games, coming up here and there. But I think so far this season he's been more of the new managers, one of the more trusted men. Like I think I've seen him maybe start, if not all, then a lot of the games so far for Napoli. And he scored actually in the Champions League game against Real Madrid, although they did lose. And, defensively it was, ugh, but he still scored, though, which was very important and big thing for, hey, come on. So there's a lot of young Norwegian talents out there that are balling, also within, of course, domestically here in Norway, but also aside and around amongst Europe. And I think that's very good. So putting more Norway into the map so that, we have this big superstar, Erling Braut Haaland, but you also are able to have some of the other players, up and coming ones. So I'm gassed. I am, yeah. But now, before we slowly start to wrap up, I do want to, even though we're going to fully, of course, preview the Spain game on which is going to be played on Sunday, but I'll preview that on Saturday. We'll obviously talk more in depth about that. I want to be able to, talk a little bit about it now because Spain now won against Scotland 2-0, I believe, is how that game ended. So far, they sit second in the group with 12 points, while Scotland is first in the group with 15 points, and then Norway is third, or we're technically fourth with 10 points, but then Georgia is then third with 10 points as well. Or we might, sorry, maybe we might be third due to the goal difference, actually. We scored a couple of goals. I mean, let me double check here. I would think that we will be third. Not I mean, if we finish third, that wouldn't do anything. Yeah, the Spain game did end in 2-0. Yeah, we're actually third. So, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And Georgia is, they didn't play today. I think they're going to be playing tomorrow. But yeah, so obviously, I mean, the there's still a possibility for Norway to go through, but to be honest, I, I think if we drop points to Spain, I'm going to say the ship have sailed. I'm going to say that. If we lose, I have to say no. If we win though, if we win that game and then we win, because I believe the next then final game in the qualifying games will be then against Scotland, which is going to obviously be next month. That can potentially be like a final. And that can maybe be then we finally get, oh my God, if Norway then go, oh my, you know what? let me not get ahead of myself. One game at a time. We have to just, of course, focus on um, getting into, winning the game on Sunday. So, what makes me a bit more optimistic when it comes to that game is the fact that we are at home. With how we play today, I think the crowd is going to be up for it. It's going to be Sunday, late, very late kickoff, but I think the crowd is going to be up for it. And I think, especially when you have, if we do what we did now with having like an Antonio Nusa, that he doesn't need to necessarily start, he can be from the bench and you can have him be an impact sub, then I think that definitely can help. If, let's say it's nil-nil, or let's say Norway has 1-0, then you within, sometimes second half, early second half, you bring in an Antonio Nusa to just get at the fullbacks on that left hand side. I think is important. Big up to Matt's channel, says, "Hi Sophia, I'm a new subscriber from England." Oh, big up to you. If I may ask, whereabouts in England are you from, mate? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Sophia's Football Talk. I appreciate you for subscribing. And if there's anybody else that wants to subscribe, hey, the chance, it's here. We make content almost every day, weekly. I will be, doing a live match reaction tomorrow for you guys. We're going to be then focusing on Netherlands versus France. Will Netherlands be able to get revenge after being humiliated and slapped up by France back in March? Maybe we might also potentially dive a little bit into also, I think England, they're going to be playing against Australia, which is a friendly game though. But I kind of want to see like how some of my, of course, we technically we just have like, I think we just have two United players playing, so that will be Rashford and then Maguire. Of course, Luke Shaw obviously is still injured. But hey, we'll check it out. Oh, the Matt says Bristol. Ooh, okay, cool. Says good victory for no 100%. It was a very, very good but important victory. Says I got my Spain versus Scotland score prediction correct. Ooh, so you okay? Cool, cool, cool. 2-0. You were correct indeed. Yeah, I mean that game. Like I said, I wasn't able to watch it. I just wanted to fully focus on this game. But the big one though, which I think probably maybe a lot of people would probably be tuning into, like seeing Norway versus Spain, like Haaland against Rodri, um, and all that. Haaland against Ruben Diaz. Jarvis says we are done. Scotland must lose against Georgia, or Spain must lose against Cyprus or Georgia, and we must beat Scotland and Spain. It's a big. That's the thing. What I'm saying as well. Like I can't say I can try to get a little bit giddy, but I'm actually just gonna fool myself by doing it. So I think the other way, like I mentioned in yesterday's live match preview, is through Nations League. So that's another opportunity. I think that will probably be played like in March. I think, if I'm not mistaken, sometime then. So that's another opportunity, but I just feel like sometimes, like it's just Travis, you and I, like we've used to Norway just disappointing us year in and year out. So I wouldn't be surprised if we missed out on it again and then just, try to go for not try. I'm tired of seeing try. I want us to finally be able to do it. We have a good squad. We have some young, exciting talents. If we're not going to do it with this generation, when are we going to do it? You know? Like legit, legit. If we miss out on yet another generation, then I ain't gonna hold you. Do I have to wait till when I'm 40 or like 50? Lord. The Mats says Norway versus Spain will be big. Yeah. I just hope it's gonna be a cracking game. Of course, I'm hoping that Norway will win the game. That's what I'm focusing on. I hope so. George says, our only hope is being the best of the Nations League runners up. Lots of results needs to go our way. That's the thing. If Norway could have just been like, the thing that still pisses me off is how we just completely messed up the game against Scotland. We were in the lead and they got 2 goals at the end. Damn. That was back in March or June, I think it might have been. Either way. Now that was actually June. Oh, if we could have just, there's certain games that you just look back at, and the way Spain slapped us up at their ground, oof, ah, that wasn't good whatsoever. So there are opportunities, but it's very slim. But I'm gonna hope. I think that I ain't got nothing else but hope and believe that hopefully, just hopefully, Norway can do it. Because hey, I ain't got anything else, people. I literally don't. I do not, people. I don't. Before we wrap up, let's just quickly check how many likes we are on. We are on 14 likes. I think we can do better than that. So if there's any one of y'all who hasn't liked yet, make sure you do, because once again, I know us content creators are a bit, maybe we're a bit naggy, but the thing is though, we only say it because it actually matters though. It means something. So the more likes we get, the more we're able to push the video out there for more new people to see. Like for instance, we got a new subscriber here, maybe we can get more and all of that. And we are once again on the road to 3K subscribers. The goal is to hit that number by the end of this month. Okay, it's taken a long time to get it, but I think we can do it. So I'm gonna hope. Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up by here. I hope that you guys enjoyed this um, match reaction. I'm definitely happy about the game, of course. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow around the same time to then do a reaction for Netherlands versus France. We'll talk a little bit about also the England Australia friendly as well. Like, why not? Either way, have a lovely time wherever you are in the world, and make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss out on the other videos, content coming out in general. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Talk to y'all very, very soon. Bye bye.
Are you all right? Yes. No, you are all left.